If life feels heavy right now, it's not because you're lazy or undisciplined or ungrateful or unmotivated. It's because you're living in survival mode while your soul is asking you to live in creation mode. Your heart, your soul, your spirit is yearning for something, and yet you're forced into survival mode, and you haven't really realized how to get out of survival mode. Survival and creation mode are two different states, and they speak two totally different languages. Survival mode or creation mode. What are you living in? Now, if this resonates with you, stay with me. Like and subscribe, no pressure. Now, let's look at slowing down the nervous system, all right? This is important. So, before we talk about survival and creation, we need to pause long enough to feel the difference between the two. And normally, the way you can regulate the nervous system quickly is to do some breathing exercises. And so, I just want us to just do one breath in just to feel where that breath is and then release that breath. And you'll notice if you're stress breathing, your main deepest breaths are going to come from your chest. And I say this because I used to be a stress breather and I didn't realize I was a stress breather until I started learning breathing techniques. I still notice myself not breathing the way I should all the way. However, with time, practice, attention to it, being aware, that will also assist me on my breathing journey as well. Before we talk about this survival and creation, I just want us to pause long enough to feel the difference. So take a deep, slow breath in through the nose, hold that, slowly release through the mouth. Now, when you're breathing, you should feel your belly expanding, not your chest, not your upper chest, your belly, okay? So make sure that's happening. Now, if your body feels tense or tired or guarded, that's not a mindset issue. That's information. Good for you to know, right? So, depending on how your body feels when you do your breathing exercises, that'll tell you a little bit about where you are. Today, we are going to learn how to listen to it. That's all we want to do. I'm Simply Bettina, mind architect and lifestyle design strategist, and you've entered a space where transformation is elegant, intentional, and grounded in truth. This work exists because I spent years living in survival mode without really knowing that I was living in survival mode, right? How does that work? You're in survival mode, but you don't really know you're in survival mode until you start becoming aware of some things, and you're like, hold up, this isn't right. And then that opens up a whole nother can of worms. It's a lot, right? But like I said, I was living in survival mode. I didn't know. I felt broken. Survival really took pieces of me that I wasn't able to guard. I wasn't able to protect myself. I didn't know. I just didn't know. And all this happened before I was able to even begin to think about designing my life. I was patterned and in a loop. So once I began to understand the brain and the nervous system, how they work together, once I began to understand a little bit about the brain, a little bit about the nervous system and how they adapt to stress, everything began to make sense in my life. I could understand why my body was going into full-fledged panic attacks. And that was a turning point in my life. Late, but still occurred. Grateful as well. I'm not a scientist or anything. So, no, I am. This is the experience that I've been through, and I want to share that experience and may guide you on whatever journey it is that you're on because we're all on a different journey. So, I can't sit here and say, do XYZ, but you have to understand yourself and you have to begin to learn yourself and know yourself. And then you can apply these strategies. As we venture on today, pay attention to how your body responds. Are you feeling relief, resistance? That is your awareness coming online. Is you now paying attention to your experiences, to how you feel, right? We want to be aware. This session isn't about forcing you into positivity. Yay! It's really about understanding the state at which you're operating from currently. What state are you operating from? Are you in survival mode or are you in creation mode? There's nothing to fix here. It's only something to recognize. Okay? We want to recognize what state we are in. That is the most important thing, is to be aware of where you are, how you feel, what is going on with you. Now, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this space is for you. So if it's not, so let's talk about what survival mode actually is. It's your brain doing its job. It's job. Now, when the nervous system senses something, right, like the Spidey alert, oh, what's going on? It's going to sense this threat. Whatever kind of experience it is, your nervous system, if it's sensing it as a threat, it's not going to ask, what do you want? It's going to prioritize your safety. Defense mode. Survival mode asks, how do I get through this day? Creation mode asks, what do I want to build over time? And most people are trying to create while in survival mode. And that is hard to do. And that's why life feels heavy. Now let's turn inward and ask yourself quietly. Now there's no judgment here because this is just you and you. Okay. I'm not there with you. So just be real with yourself. What are you constantly bracing for? Let's find out what mode you're in. Are you in survival mode or are you in creation mode? It's sort of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Are we at the bottom? Are we middle? Are we top? That's important. Now let's turn inward and ask ourselves quietly, what am I constantly bracing myself for? Are you always constantly on the edge with something you just don't know? So you just need to be prepared or ready for something. Something's going to happen. And another question, all right? I always got a lot of questions for y'all. What part of my life feels like I'm just trying to make it through? Like if I can just get to the next day, if I can just get to this next hour, can I just get to this next second? Can I just? What part of your life feels like you're just trying to make it through? Now, there's no judgment here because no one will truly ever understand the complexity of anyone's life. So, how can we really sit here and truly try to pass judgment on one another when we don't understand anything that these people or anyone has gone through, honestly, aside from face value? And, I'm not that young anymore, so I've been through a lot, but you can't tell that looking at me. And I don't act like I've been through a lot because I'm choosing not to sit in a negative place. I don't want my nervous system to crash and burn out. And what's that going to look like for me, my loved ones, if I just let it take over me and destroy me from the inside out? Because that's where it starts, on the inside. Survival patterns were learned for a reason. Now, it's important to regulate yourself before you reflect. So you want to be in a good space, a relaxed space. And you want to tell yourself that you are safe enough in this moment to pause. Just simply pause and understand that you are safe in this moment to pause. Just pause. This is not an affirmation. Could be, though. Now, this is a nervous system communication. Your body needs safety before it can create. So let's give it a little safety. Let's make our body feel safe. Creation mode begins when the nervous system is regulated enough to think beyond urgency. I had a mentor once who described a feeling similar to fire drill mode, where you're always just in an urgent mode to go to the next thing, get this done, do, 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 do. That was my life. I felt like I was always in fire drill mode. Just everything was urgent. It was necessary, needed right then and there. I was going crazy. And this is why I created the Conscious Ascension Compass, starting with introspection and self reflection, not your goals. Goals are important, but regulating ourselves and understanding who we are is going to be able to help us when we shift into setting and creating those goals. Because we can have goals all day, but the question is will we really accomplish those goals if we don't regulate ourselves? That's just a question. You don't have to answer it. Now, in creation mode, you get to choose your values over reactions. That's a good feeling, trust me. You respond instead of brace. So you don't wait for something, you take the action, okay? And you design instead of cope. These three modes of creation are so beneficial. Now let's look at some of the tools and the structure of learning to switch from survival mode to creation mode, which is why I built the Ultimate Transformation Lifestyle Design Guide, because awareness without structure, it just keeps you stuck. The guide and the compass help you identify patterns of survival, regulate your nervous system, build alignment before ambition, and transition gently into creation mode. The guide and the compass the guide and the compass help you identify survival patterns, regulate your nervous system, build alignment before ambition, and transition gently into creation mode. You don't leap out of survival, you design your way out. So when you think about designing your life, you really need to begin with establishing your values, who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. And this needs to be you. You need to be consistently aware of where you are. What state are you in? And you don't have to start out trying to do this where it's consistently all day. That's good to know. However, just being aware 10 minutes out of the day, 30 minutes here and there, really can create a profound shift in your awareness, just so you know. And so here are some prompts that will allow you to begin daily journaling and end your day with intention. So before you check your phone in the morning, 5 minutes, or engage with the outside world, anyone, your kid, your dog, your anything, ask yourself, what is one small thing I'm grateful for right now? And then set an intention. What kind of energy do I want to bring to my day? What kind of energy do you want to bring to your day? Not what someone's bringing to your day, but what do you want to bring to your day? You want to be calm, focused, exciting. What do you want to be? Joyful, patient. That's your choice. And then ask yourself, what is one word that describes your intention for the day? What is one word that describes your intention for the day? And then you focus. We look at gratitude, we set intention, and now we want to focus. What is my most important task for today? And what is the one thing that if I accomplish it will make today a success? And that's just setting a morning intention, right? And so something that we can start focusing on is being aware of what state we are in. Because if we want to be creators, we cannot be in survival mode. Survival mode does not allow you to create. It channels all your energy into fight, flight, but we don't want to experience that, okay? Set the morning intention. And then in the evening, 5 minutes. It does not have to be long, right? We will work our way up. Before you go to sleep, clear your mind by reflecting on the day. We'll look at success, lesson, and letting go. What is one thing that went well today? I'm here recording this episode that's going well today. What was my role in that success? Getting myself over here into this studio and recording. Lesson. What did I learn today about myself, about others, or about life? And letting go. Is there anything from today that I need to let go of before I sleep? Worry, frustration, a mistake you may have made. What do you need to let go? Because sometimes it can be so hard to let go of things, and you're in the bed, and your mind is all over the place. Then you don't get the adequate amount of sleep you need. Sleep is crucial in our health and wellness. We have to learn how to regulate ourselves. Let's look at the fruits of awareness. And you guys can go out and get you one of these ultimate transformation lifestyle design guides once they hit the market. But until then, I got you. So, through dedicated introspection, you will begin to gain a deeper understanding of your inner landscape. This self awareness allows you to not easily be manipulated. No. Identify your goals. Identify your values, right? Because goals are not right now. We're looking at goals later. But you want to be able to identify your values, and then you'll discover what truly matters to you. You'd be surprised once you really sit down and start analyzing yourself and not being manipulated or affected or influenced by your surroundings. Because sometimes our surroundings, our environment influences us heavily to the point where we might identify with something that truly necessarily might not really even resonate or belong with us when we truly sit back and have that introspection time. So, when your life is aligned with your values, you experience a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Now, who doesn't want to fulfill their purpose? Everyone does. Some people don't even know their purpose because they haven't had time to be still for enough time to really hone in and determine what is my purpose? Why am I here? So important to know. You're going to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses, do a little SWOT analysis on yourself. Honest self reflection, it's going to help you acknowledge your innate talents and areas for growth. And this knowledge empowers you to leverage your strengths while consciously working on your weaknesses. You'll also be able to uncover the root causes of your patterns. Introspection allows you to look beyond the surface level reactions and really understand the origin of your thoughts and behaviors. Oh, understand your thoughts and your behaviors. Where is your mind at? Where is your mind consistently taking you? Do you like it there or do you not? Are you feeling any resistance? But that is something that you will definitely want to become aware of. By doing this, you are going to understand the root causes of self-limiting beliefs or repetitive emotional responses. Are you easily triggered? If you are easily triggered, then you'll begin to understand why you're easily triggered based on uncovering those root causes of your patterns. And then you'll be able to consciously change them. This is not something you do one time and say, whew, I did my introspection and reflection. I am done for today. No, no, no. They are a continuous journey. All the 8 key aspects of the Conscious Ascension Compass are a lifetime journey. It's by embracing this practice that you will be able to actively choose how to navigate your life with greater clarity and intention. Now you are the builder, and that allows you to move closer into the essence of who you are and unlock your full potential. I have some exercises I put up in my last video where you can begin to start looking at some of your values and understanding some of the loops and the patterns that you have experienced. I'll put those same worksheets up in this video as well for you to be able to pause it and kind of look through it. As time progresses, I will have some things on my website for you all to be able to download and work with as well. And you'll be able to have me come out and do a workshop where I can actually bring the materials to you, which would be the fun thing. All right, now before you move on and we end our session for today, I want you to sit with this. You're not weak for being in survival mode. You're wise for recognizing when it's time to evolve. You don't have to rush into transition, you can design it. And again, if this resonated with you, stay here with me. Like and subscribe. No pressure.